Gold and Blue Dude here with you again. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. I make videos every single day, sometimes multiple videos, depending on how active the day is or what kind of mood I'm in. So, if you don't like this video, maybe you'll like the next video. So, sometimes I'll put out videos that seem kind of negative, but they're still the truth. And sometimes I'll put out videos that are positive, still the truth. So earlier I did kind of a negative one, talking about, you know, the whole KJ Martin thing. So I'm going to shift and go in a more positive direction with this video. So today we're going to talk about the depth that head coach Neil Brown is building at West Virginia, something that Dana Holgorsen failed miserably at. So we're going to talk about that real quick because we have a commitment flip from Miami. I will get to Ja'Cory Hammett here in just a minute. Let's run down through what we've gotten already. Now, this is just the top of the recruiting list that we have so far. There's much more 3-stars on the list, but I decided to just pick out 6 of them. And we're building a lot of good depth. 2021 is looking like a really good, really deep team for West Virginia. So let's start out with the 2021 class. Of course, we have 4-star offensive lineman out of the great state of West Virginia, Wyatt Millam. To go along with him, we also have 4-star running back, Jalen Anderson. 4-star wide receiver, Caden Prather. And then we have 2 3-star quarterbacks that can definitely get developed, especially with Daggy having an extra year. We'll get to that here in a minute. 3-star quarterback, Garrett Green. I actually saw him at the Texas game when he was visiting West Virginia. He looks like a pretty stout guy. Then we also have 3-star quarterback Will Crowder. Now we also have a transfer from Arizona, linebacker Tony Fields. His career at Arizona, he had 287 tackles. 17 of those tackles were for a loss and 8.5 sacks. I don't know if he's made his official decision yet or not, but he's predicted to pick West Virginia. So I'm going to go ahead and put him under West Virginia. If something crazy happens and he chooses either Texas or Minnesota, we will update that. But even without him, we still have a stout lineup. So today we find out that West Virginia actually steals a commit from Miami, and it is defensive end Ja'Cory Hammett. But he can also play outside linebacker, so he's kind of a hybrid. He's 6'2", 195 pounds. He's really quick. He has a great first move. That's the big thing. Great first move and excellent hands. So that bodes well for him if he decided to move to outside linebacker. He was a 3-star recruit, so you know a lot of people look at that and they're like, "That's not great." Well, but it depends on what kind of head coach you have. If you have a head coach that can develop, then you know, that star doesn't mean as much. I mean, it doesn't mean you have to develop as much, but you can still develop that. And that's why one of my bold predictions was that West Virginia could still have a 5-star recruit in the 2021 cycle, because Wyatt Millam is right on that cusp of being a 5-star. He could get upgraded before the 2021 season starts, and that prediction would be true. So we also have 2 other 4-stars, but they're not quite as close to that 5-star cusp. It's Wyatt Millam that I'm really keeping my eyes on, because he's right there. So I think he definitely could be upgraded to a 5-star. But anyways, that's just for prediction's sake. As far as actual stars, you know, 4-star, he's a solid 4-star. So we will take him. The thing that gets me excited is the depth that head coach Neil Brown is building. Our wide receiver core is great right now, and we have an excellent quarterback competition going on between Jarrett Daggy and Austin Kendall. I know a lot of people think that Jarrett Daggy is going to run away with this, and I put out a video on this a little bit earlier in the week, but it could be closer than we think, because we're not seeing what head coach Neil Brown is seeing. All we remember is what happened last year. Maybe he's improved. Maybe the gap between him and Daggy has shrunk, or maybe Daggy is running away with it. We just don't know yet. We will find out whenever the season starts, whenever head coach Neil Brown does name the starting quarterback. But this right here, the class of 2021, what he has built, he's bringing in excellent talent, but to go along with that, he's bringing in a lot of depth, and that's the biggest thing that West Virginia has lacked, especially under Dana Holgorsen. Even when we had JUCO transfers, it would be an excellent front line, but no depth behind that, and that's why our teams would wear out, because he was instilling in a high-flying offense, but our defense would wear out because we wouldn't have any depth, and that's why we would fall off in the second half of games and the second half of seasons. We started off great, we ended up terrible. As we saw under head coach Neil Brown, the biggest problem was actually the beginning of the season, getting the chemistry together, getting everybody on the same page. Once that happened, we had the depth and the coaching to actually get better throughout the year, because he knows where to put people and how to and what plays to call. He's an excellent play caller as well. And the defensive situation, as far as the coaching situation goes, he showed his genius there too, because we had to get rid of Vic Coney because of the KJ Martin situation. So instead of trying to last minute try to find a good defensive coordinator, that would pretty much be impossible, especially under this COVID-19 situation we have. And throwing it on a single person would have been rough too. So he decided to go defense by committee. So all these things that we're seeing from head coach Neil Brown is showing he is an excellent decision maker, and he's going to prove that he's also a very, very good player developer as well. So we're going to see that as well, I promise you. And I do see West Virginia taking a step forward this year. I had them with 8 wins, but with Florida State and Maryland off the schedule, those were 2 wins I have. So I'm going to say 6-4, which is still a step ahead of last year. It's just not as big of a step as I thought at first. So I'm going to stick with 6-4, and then 2021 is the season to watch. Not saying we're going to compete for the Big 12 championship or go to the playoffs or anything like that, but we could definitely creep a lot closer to a 10-win season, 9-10 wins, and I think it's definitely possible. So we're going to keep our eyes on that. So right now, depth, we get a Miami flip. Ja'Cory Hammett has committed to West Virginia, 3-star defensive end, but hybrid linebacker. So we'll see what head coach Neil Brown decides to do with him. That's all I got for you today. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll keep you updated right here on Gold and Blue Dude.